Yo, shout out to Sir Bravian for such a magnificent song. So, kick it off, bruv. The whole slate is coming. Let's get it.
Like a thunder roll.
Come on in, guys.
Station faithful,
We're
down
back.
to their soul.
Like Dreamcast guys smoking crack.
Were a fortress wall, but now those walls they start to fall.
Come on.
Fantasy remake.
Come on in, guys.
Showing up on Xbox. What you gonna do? Fanboys crying, petitions in hand, but real gamers just understand. Whole slate's coming, hear the thunder roll. Whole slate's coming, crashing through your soul. Whole slate's coming, no escaping fate. Whole slate's coming through the Game Pass gate. Fanboys crying, shouting in vain. You lost your grip and losing your game. Could've spoke with your wallet, but you stood still. Now Xbox to experience the whole damn thrill. Whole slate's coming, Joel and Ellie too. Whole slate's coming, intergalactic coming through. Whole slate's coming, watch Killzone ignite. Whole slate's coming, I feel like resistance tonight.
Where is factions? Where is factions?
She's gone. Factions is
Where is
gone.
factions?
She gone, man.
Buddy.
Last of Us taking a brand new ride. Shadow of the Colossus standing by Xbox's side. Uncharted treasures ready to show. Sackboy packing up and he's ready to go. Bloodborne shadows creeping slow. Ratchet and Clank putting on a show. Could've stopped this if you bought the game, but you just whined and now it's all the same. Whole slate's coming, hear the thunder roll. Whole slate's coming, crashing through your soul. Whole slate's coming, no escaping fate. Whole slate's coming through the Game Pass gate. Whole slate's coming.
Yo, how are you guys going? How are you guys feeling? It's been a while. I took off. I believe I didn't have a podcast last week. I had so much happening, guys. I couldn't have podcast last week. But nonetheless, I'm here this week and we are going to talk about it because there's a lot of news. How are you guys doing? If you say something in the chat, I'll shout you out. As you come in, don't forget, we're still growing. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to support what we do here, throw something in the chat for you. Well, let me just shout out Anonymous Boss. Yeah, buddy. And we have El Unico. El Unico, what up, man? This is a sickness. You are right, Anonymous Boss. We have Rain. Rain, shout out to you. Rain say he's sliding through. We have Professor Strong. He says like, subscribe, and share. Shout out to Professor Strong, man. We have Mr. Lion. Methulayan, what up, man? Xbox should announce a 350 Series X and reduce Game Pass prices to stick it to these ponies. Yeah. That's a good idea. We have Force Vlogs. What up, Force Vlogs? Shout out to you and the family. We have Anime Source Central. If you like anime, check his channel out, man. We have also hey Vince. Vince, what up, Vince? Shout out to Vince. Vince said Xbox should just had a 50% off. Let me just say shout out to 127 Yankees. 127 Yankees. That's dangerous, man. He says, man, what's going on with Sir Brov? I haven't heard from Sir Brov in a while. I don't know if he has family issues. But shout out to Sir Brovian if he's listening. Shout out to you and the family. I hope all is well. I hope you come back soon, Sir Brov. We have Tribal Chief. Tribal Chief, what up? And Island Girl Gaming. That's my girl there, man. Island Girl Gaming. We have Derizi in the house with the he gifted 5. Let me just say shout out to Derizi in the house. Shout out for that. Thank you for that support there, Derizi. Guys, there's a lot to talk about. There's so much news. I don't think I could cover it all within the hour. But for the past few weeks, the PlayStation community has been exposing themselves. Day in, day out, they keep exposing themselves, and we have to call it out. And I would implore my rest of Xbox YouTubers to call these ponies out. You see, these ponies are not going to get away. They have to be called out. Because I'll tell you something, they are the ones who said that they buy games. If you ask any PlayStation fan, if you ask the PlayStation apologists, they would say that they buy games. Yeah? Well, it doesn't look so. It doesn't look like PlayStation dudes buy games. You know why I say that, guys? I say that because what I am seeing here. Look at this. I want you guys to take a good look at this. You see what this title says here? Things are looking lukewarm right now. Marathon has reportedly sold just 1.2 million so far, with Steam making up 7th. Guys, look at this here, guys. Steam is making up 70% of Marathon's player base. What are we doing here, guys? How is this even possible? Right? How is this possible? I'm trying to see how this maths is working. Because the PlayStation community boasts that they have 92 million consoles shipped. So why am I seeing just 70% is represented, or rather just maybe 20-something% represented by PlayStation? This is crazy, guys. This is crazy. But let's read the article. Marathon has been out for a few weeks now, and we have yet to get an official sales figure. So how it's doing, according to one analyst, Marathon hasn't exactly made a splash Sony and Bungie wanted. And this is what I said earlier. If Marathon could not have reached 100 concurrent players on Steam in its first week, then it's only downhill from there. There are very few exceptions where a game would have launched on Steam and it launched as a lukewarm title and eventually grew to where it is now. The mere fact that Bungie Marathon was shaky from the beginning and it didn't break that 100 player count on Steam, it smelled trouble. It spelled trouble for these ponies. These ponies aren't supporting their game. Listen to what it says. Bungie Ultra Hardcore Extraction Shooter has sold around 1.2 million. Notice, guys, this figure is very similar to Astrobot. This is very similar to Astrobot, and guess what? This game is on all platforms. Wrap your mind around that. Marathon is on Xbox, Marathon is on PlayStation 5, Marathon is on PC. The PlayStation 5 has over 95 million consoles shipped, right? We have PC, have how many millions of players on Steam and on PC playing games. And then we have about 40 to 50 million persons on Xbox. Are you telling me out of all of those, that player base, only 1.2 million? This is an L. There is no way to spin this, guys. This is a big fat L for Marathon and for Sony. Yes, I know there are some persons who are still playing this game, but I thought these ponies were hungry like this. I thought they would have played it because I know these ponies are hungry. Look how hungry these guys. Look. Take your time. Hungry bastard. Listen to me. As I said before, I know these ponies are hungry, so why they didn't buy Marathon? Could somebody tell me why they didn't buy Marathon in the chat? It appears like these ponies don't buy games. According to the report from Alina Analytics, generating gross revenue of around 55 million across PC via Steam, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. While Marathon is a first-party Sony game in the sense that it's developed by the Sony-owned Bungie, it feels very much like a Bungie-published game. Indeed, Bungie, not Sony, is listed as the publisher not just on Steam, but on the PlayStation Store. Perhaps that's why the estimated 70% of the sales were on PC, with just 19, guys, you understand this? 19% on PlayStation 5. I told the PlayStation community buy games. 19% of their own first party a premier shooter is represented by the PlayStation 5. This is absurd. If you have Xbox, who these ponies said only sold 30 million, owning 11% of Marathon, I mean, this should be a shame for the place. If I was a pony right now, I shouldn't be speaking about Marathon. I shouldn't be speaking about anybody buying games, because this is the facts. So Marathon right now, let's see what's Marathon player count right now as we speak. Let's do it live, guys. We are doing it live. Let's see what is Marathon player count now. We have to see it because we have to expose these ponies. We have to do it. It is a must. Let's see what Marathon is at right now on the charts. Where is it? All right, so we have Marathon. It's up to date here. And what are we seeing here? We are seeing right now playing 36,000 people. 36,000. This game is only weeks old. This isn't a 6-month-old game. This game wasn't out for 2 years. This game is out weeks, and we are only seeing 36,000 people playing with an all-time peak of 88,000. What are we even doing here? Where are these ponies? Where are these ponies who said that they buy games, they play games? Let me just say this. For all you ponies who capped saying that you buy games, I have one thing for you. Hold on to this.
Oh, no.
One and done. He ain't getting
You guys don't buy games. You guys don't buy games. You guys cannot be the allegations now. The PlayStation community do not buy games. And That is it. So what are your thoughts on Marathon? Do you think Marathon could recover with some updates and so forth? Do you think Marathon could reach the 100,000 player count, that elusive 100,000 player count? Let me know in the chat. Let me know if Marathon can make a comeback. But let me just say that our next story might not be too hopeful for the PlayStation community. You know why, guys? You know why this wouldn't be too hopeful? Because we have another game that didn't sell well at all. Another game that did poor for PlayStation. The community that says they buy games. Guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, support your boy, throw something in the chat. We are talking about the PlayStation community and we are calling them out because they said they buy games. They didn't buy Marathon. Marathon only sold 1.2 million, although it had 92 million ponies out there galloping in the fields. 92 million ponies in the pony realm with Tim Dog. 92. Look how much ponies are here. A whole field of ponies with Tim Dog. And you're telling me not even 3 of them could have bought 3 million of them couldn't buy this game? Look how many ponies. Get out of there, Tim Dog. You're in the pony realm. Look at this. Look at this news here, guys. This one was shocking to me. These guys hyped up Death Stranding 2 so much last year. These guys said the Decima engine surpasses every other engine in the gaming industry. They said Death Stranding is the most graphical looking game ever. The best game Kojima did. But look at this, guys. Death Stranding 2 PC port pushes it past 2 million copies sold. Where are these ponies, man? Somebody ring a pony. I need someone to call a pony out. Where are these ponies? Right now, Kojima is telling ponies this.
You can't do this to me. I started this company. You know how much I sacrificed?
You know how much Kojima sacrificed to make Death Stranding 2? And you guys didn't even buy it? It took PC. It took the PC gamers to push this game to over 2 million. Guys, we are seeing the proof right before our eyes. The PlayStation community is not buying the exclusives. They are not. So the narrative where they are saying that exclusive matters and exclusive sells, look at here. Why are these guys? Is it that they are saying that these ponies?
It's like, I can't eat. I'm broke.
Are these ponies broke? They can't buy their own games? Okay, let's read and see what it says here. It says, Death Stranding 2 PC port pushed it past 2 million copies sold. Most of you say this could be you. When you purchase through links on the site, we may earn an affiliate. Okay. According to Alina Analytics again via Eurogamer, Death Stranding 2 on the beach sold 425,000 copies in its first week on PC, and that's added that to the 1.6 million it racked up on the PlayStation 5. So you see this, guys? The PlayStation community, the Sony fans only bought Death Stranding 2 1.6 million times. This is sad. This is very, very sad in gaming. It racked up on PlayStation 5, and that brings Death Stranding 2 over 2 million copies sold so far, which is nothing on the 20 million players director Hideo Kojima says the original enjoyed. Though it's been less than a year since Death Stranding 2 launched exclusive on PlayStation, as Alina Analytics point out, the 9 months between launch on PC port make it the exclusive to come to PC the fastest, beating Stellar Blade a mere 14 months wait. So this game is guaranteed going to come to Xbox. Death Stranding 2 is going to come to Xbox guaranteed now. This game didn't sell well. It just didn't sell well. 2 million is nothing. And these ponies out here have the gall to say Xbox gamers don't buy games. They have the gall to come out here and say Xbox gamers don't buy games. Let me say shout out to Dragonfly Jones. Dragonfly Jones, shout out to you, man. Shout out to Scorpio. Shout out to you. Shout out to, is it Ire? Ire, shout out. The Ice Pick 64. Dolomite, shout out to you. Shout out again to Derizi for dropping that in the chat. The 5 gifted. Shout out to all the guys there in the chat. So again, the PlayStation community exposed themselves as not buying games. This is the proof. Anytime these ponies say that they buy games, it's very clear that they don't. Right? So shout out to these ponies for exposing themselves again.
Where is factions?
Wait. Where you came out? Where you come
You
out
told
from?
us to wait. We waited, and you're still not here.
You are not getting factions.
Neil Druckmann, where
You are
are you?
You guys will not buy factions, so it's no sense we talking about factions.
All right, let me ask
Right?
you a question.
So let me just say this. You know, we always talk about bad news when it comes to, getting layoffs and so forth. Well, we have some good news, guys. We have some good news, and this good news is coming from Konami, because it's being reported. It's being reported via is it Insider Gaming? Notice what they said here. They said Konami raises base salary for their employees. Now, this is good news, guys. We don't normally get good news in the gaming industry. Konami has announced it is raising employees' base salary for the 5th consecutive financial or fiscal year. Wow. Good news. Konami announced in a press release that it has increased the base salary for new employees by 70,000 yen compared to 3 years ago. The company stated that this increase enables it to offer competitive compensation to new recruits and fosters an environment where talented employees can thrive and find satisfaction in their work. Very interesting. By consistently investing in human capital, including the raise in our base salary, this time we will aim to improve employee engagement and continue to create better products and services. Shout out to Konami for this. We tend to hear reduction in staff, we tend to hear salary reductions, mass layoffs, but Konami is doing it right. Konami saw some positive sales in their games, and they are trickling down this money to their employees. So let me just say, shout out to Konami, guys. Put a little W in the chat for Konami for making sure that their human resource, is met. In addition to that, we know what AI is doing now. AI is taking a lot of jobs, but the mere fact that Konami is still incentivizing their workers by giving them a good salary, it does, breathe a sigh of relief when it comes to, doing the right thing. So shout out to you, Konami. This is good news here. Now let's move on. Guys, I was not able to cover the Xbox Partnership Direct. But let me just highlight some games that stood out to me. In the chat, tell me what you rated that Microsoft Partnership Showcase. We saw some very unique and interesting games. For one, let me first call out these ponies because I need to call out these ponies. We had people like J-Dub saying that Weathering Waves was not coming to Xbox. I remember that. I remember those tweets, right? I remember when J-Dub said Weathering Waves was not coming to Xbox. And it just so happened that not only is Weathering Waves coming to Xbox, but it's also coming on Game Pass. You heard me? Weathering Waves is not only coming to Xbox, it's coming to Game Pass. So the ponies who said that Xbox is dead because they missed this game, you guys look stupid. You guys look dumb. This game is coming to Game Pass, it's coming to Xbox. Right? Very interesting. Now, I know there are a lot of fans of this style of game. This isn't for me per se, but I know this game has a lot of fans. So shout out to all the fans of Weathering Waves. You are getting it on Game Pass. Another game that these ponies said was not coming was this game, Dispatch. You all remember when James tweeted about 1 million times that Xbox is dead? This game is not coming to Xbox. You all remember that?
Oh my God.
Dispatch is coming to Xbox. Right? So this year was some good news in the Xbox Partnership.
I feel like you've said that a lot.
Showcase. So let me just say, shout out to those who was waiting for this Dispatch. It's now on Xbox. Shout out for that. But there was one indie game that really stood out to me. And that indie game was a game, I am calling him Father Time. Now, I know that some persons are calling him Santa Claus and Old Saint Nick and what have you. But come on, man. That guy in that game, he ain't no Old Saint Nick. He's not doing this. He ain't doing this. He ain't doing this, guys. He ain't doing that. Right? So that in the game that showed. Let me see if I can get a trailer here for you guys. That was a very interesting game. What you guys thought about that game? Let me see if I get it. Why I'm not seeing it? It's supposed to be right here. Hey, this was a cool game too. The Expanse. This game showed what you guys thought about The Expanse. You know, it's giving me Starfield vibes.
Everything made sense to you.
Yeah, this game showed good.
You're back already? Wait,
This game showed good.
Now,
What do you guys think about this game?
Tight beam.
Protege will easily turn this into a massacre if they want.
You think this game has potential?
Locked on to you.
I can see a lot of persons playing this game. Yeah? But let me see if I can get the other game. Let me see if I can get the game that I'm talking about with Father Time. Where is he? All right, let me see on the home here. Let me see if I see this game. Oh, this is the game here. This game, guys. This game was really interesting. Look at this game.
Of the archipelago had
I am
quite a range
getting
of
Cuphead
ideas
vibes. Look at
about
this game.
who ultimately would come to save them. But even their gloomiest pessimists could never have imagined they'd be pinning all their hopes.
I know a lot of guys don't like the cartoon style, but you know, this is just a fresh look, a fresh idea. You know, it's very similar to Cuphead. But yeah, this old guy here is kicking what?
Fossil. Maybe he'd pester everyone with endless questions, or trace his finger across his maps, which are no less ancient than he. But you'd have to be downright Babs to think he'd actually defeat anyone with that funny little cane.
Yeah, the first game was like Mass Effect. Yeah. So this game was very interesting. Now, what first game is that, guys, that looked like Mass Effect? We got an update for Stalker 2. So this week had a lot of games showing. What was the first game, guys? Was it this game here? Artificial Detective? Was it this game, guys?
Just take care of your little freaking robo-zoo and let me do my thing.
Okay, it's looking good.
All of humanity has disappeared. Sound like the biggest missing persons case in the history of the world? Yeah, thank God I'm on the job. Artificial Detective 2846. Best detective in the world. Only detective in the world. The point is this, all right? I'm gonna solve this case.
Yeah.
There's just one piece in the puzzle that's driving me crazy.
This looking good.
No touching. You got your toy? These are my toys. I'm a detective, not a babysitter.
Yeah, guys, so I didn't watch the whole showcase, but just what I'm seeing here, guys, let me just say that Microsoft did well. Microsoft did well when it comes to the overall showcase. I would give it a 7 to a 7.5. Yeah, because we saw new games, we saw updates to all games, and we even saw how many of these games coming to Game Pass. So Microsoft did well. I would say that the partnership showcase was 7.5 out of 10. Tell me the score that you guys gave it. Good. So this week, we had a lot going on. We just had a lot going on this week. This week, Sony dropped a bomb on these ponies' head. A bomb was dropped on the PlayStation community's head. But who could blame Sony? Who could blame Sony for raising the price for PlayStation 5s all over the world? Some persons thought it was only going to be in France, but nobody. It was all over the world. Who could blame Sony when these ponies said this months ago? Let me just say shout out to Direct Gaming. Give them a subscription on YouTube. Listen to what these ponies said.
He says, if Spider-Man 3 costs $100, I'm still buying it. Facts. So shout out to Silent Merc.
Listen again to what these ponies say.
He says, if Spider-Man 3 costs $100, I'm still buying it. Facts. So shout.
So no wonder why these ponies no wonder why Sony raised the console. Because we had ponies out here months ago saying they would spend $100. Saldog, shout out to you, man. MCell, Methulayan, shout out to you. Who again I missed in the chat? The Ice Spec, Dragonfly Jones, shout out to you, man. The Gunner, shout out to you. Vince, everyone in the chat, hit the like button for me. Support your boy, throw something in the chat. So the PlayStation community was saying that they had no problem paying $100 for a game. You heard these guys? Listen.
And what we would pay, he says, if Spider-Man 3 costs $100, I'm still buying it. Facts. So shout out to Silent Merc. He doesn't care. He wants to, I'm definitely not putting that on you, Persona, but like you were saying earlier, you were saying you don't mind to purchase a game that you love and adore to play, and I'm right there with you.
I think most people will. I think most people are willing to pay the money. Like Sean Layden when he left was correct. Like he said, something has to buzz, either the size and the budgets or the prices. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be the prices. And I'm telling you what, I'm not going to stop gaming for a $10 increase. I'm a bitch about it. but none of us are going to stop gaming, and they know that. So it's what it's going to be, in my opinion. It's going to be
most people won't stop gaming if there's another increase. Like a lot of that stuff that you see on Twitter is it's exclusive to Twitter, because in the real world, the numbers don't lie. Because when you're looking at all these financial reports and best-selling games of every week and all this other stuff, people are still buying. Consumers are.
Let me just say, I am not in support of any increase for game consoles or for games. I am not in support of it. That doesn't mean I don't understand why they are raising it, right? But I am not in support of any game increase for consoles, especially consoles that are older, right? The gaming industry is making enough money. There are a lot of persons, other developers, who would have kept their games at $40, $50, $60, and they still made a lot of money. So I know these ponies told me that Sony sold 62 million consoles, and now all of a sudden they're saying, yeah, what, we could pay $100 for these games?
Buying games like they are.
I would gladly pay $100 for a game. I go.
What? This guy said he will gladly pay.
This is a sickness. It is deviant. Therefore, we don't want it.
Charge them more. Listen to me. Charge. This guy said he will gladly pay $100 for video game.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I didn't say it. These ponies are sick in their minds.
Go to a fucking movie theater. I spent $80 to watch a 2-hour film.
Nobody wants to spend more money. Nobody's like, you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to spend fucking an extra $20 a game. That would make my life better. Nobody wants to do that. But if they come and say, listen, if you want the same quality that you're getting, the price is going to go up. I'm not going to be like, no, okay, that's what it is, because I want the quality. Like, if that's what it takes for the quality, I'll take it. But nobody wants to pay extra. But if that's what it is,
unless you guys want to keep playing, right?
No. Somebody wants to pay extra. That one dude said he will gladly pay $100. So this was the PlayStation community months ago confirming that they have no problem paying more money for PlayStation games. Now, Sony was in the backseat listening to this. Sony said, what did you say? Did you say you're willing to spend more money for the PlayStation 5 games? So what about the PlayStation 5? Well, this is what we are seeing here. Look at this here, guys. Where is the article? Where is the article that talks about our PlayStation? Is this it here? Right? Let me just type it up here. PS5 price hike. Right? PlayStation 5 price hike. Look at here. So, is this it? New price changes. This is PlayStation Pro. So let's look at PlayStation Pro. So here what it says, right? It says new price changes for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5 Pro, and PlayStation Portal. They even raised the Portal, guys. And this is what had everyone talking this week, right? With continued pressures in the global economic landscape, we have made the decision to increase the PlayStation 5, the PlayStation 5 Pro, and the PlayStation 5 Portal remote play globally. We know that price changes impact our community, and after careful evaluation, we found that this was a necessary step. We can continue developing a necessary step to ensure we can continue developing innovative, high-quality gaming experiences to players worldwide. So basically, what Sony told all these ponies was this.
I'm not looking for friends in this thing, people.
I'm not looking for friends. I'm looking for money.
That is what Sony told all these ponies. Sony said they are not looking for friends. They are looking for money. Let me play it over again.
I'm not looking for friends in this thing, people. I'm not looking for friends. I'm looking for money.
That is what Sony said. Sony said they are looking for money. They didn't come here to make friends. They didn't come here to make friends at all. Right? So according to the PlayStation blog, let's see if we can get it here. Right? Let's see if we can get it. Right? So this is what it says, right? The PlayStation blog. You guys have seen the... No, you guys have seen it? No, I think I'm sharing the wrong thing. So according to the PlayStation blog, this is what it says here. Right? So it says in the US, the PlayStation 5, this version is going to be $650. The digital edition, this is with no disk drive. That will be $600. And the PlayStation 5 Pro with no disk drive, with no stand, are you getting a stand? Is $900. This is what Sony is doing. $900. Now, when it is you add the disk drive, you add tax to that, you will be spending $1,000 for a PlayStation 5 Pro. Now, we know that the entire media, they are glazing the PlayStation 5 Pro. They are saying it's a wonderful deal. So persons right now are running to get the PlayStation 5 Pro, right? But what is funny about this whole thing is that there are rumors that the PlayStation 6 is coming out. If it is you are spending $1,000 for the PlayStation 5 Pro, then what price would the PlayStation 6 be? Look at these prices, guys. In UK, it's basically the same price, although their currency is higher than the US gold. And I don't even want to scroll down to see Europe price. So everyone was tripping out for the PlayStation price increase this week. We even had Dreamcast guy. Dreamcast guy is starting to do a little damage control. He's starting to act afraid. Let's listen to Dreamcast guy and let's see what he said concerning this. Let's listen to this guy here. Come on, Dreamcast guy. I hope you didn't take any crack to make this video. Let's go on.
Hey there, gamers. Dreamcast guy here. Today I want to talk about the future of PlayStation, because this has been a very strange generation for the PlayStation 5.
Dreamcast guy always holds up a controller in his hand. This guy, he needs help, man.
Had way less exclusives, but somehow more profitability. Sony
way less exclusives, but more profitability. Showing again that PlayStation 5 is not known for its exclusive. It's a multi-plat box. It is the box that has the most mind share. Hence the reason why it's selling this much. Now, kudos to Sony for making a product that appeals to people. Microsoft needs to do better when it comes to getting the mind share of the audience, getting the mind share of gamers, so that they too could come to their platform, right? They should see the benefits of Microsoft platforms. So let's see what it says.
Continues to brag that they have made over $136 billion on the PlayStation 5, and most of that comes from...
So again, guys, listen to this. These ponies said PlayStation made $136 billion from the PlayStation 5 generation. So the PlayStation 5 generation made Sony the most money out of any one of the generations. So are you telling me that Sony couldn't take the hit? Sony could have taken the hit for the increases of these consoles for 2026 and maybe raise it in 2027. Because according to them, they made the most profits this generation. Why they couldn't do that for gamers? Let me know in the chat.
from third-party software. Basically, every other game selling so much. Honestly, gaming being so big, it's been very, very profitable for Sony, even though they haven't really been trying to release first-party stuff. But there's been discussion about the PlayStation 6 because...
Listen to me, guys. This PlayStation 6 is worrying. Now, I did doubt King David when he said there will be no PlayStation 6. But how things are looking now, man, I just might be siding with King David at this point. Because if the PlayStation 5 Pro is $900 to $1,000, I mean, where are we going? Where are we going? I'm hoping that Microsoft don't raise the price of their console again. But at this point, things are looking real spooky in this generation. And I know it's going to look even more spooky in the next generation. What is very interesting is that Microsoft already started to sensitize their audience that here what? The console that we are bringing out is going to be a premium experience, right? So already Microsoft already started to sensitize their gamers that guess what? We are going to get a premium console. So already they are letting you know to save your money. I mean, I will be saving any one of my little super chats I am getting because I am buying that console day one. Once it's able to come down to my country, I am getting the Xbox Helix because the value I'm seeing I'm getting from that console and the unique features, it can't be beat. It will be like one console to rule them all. Yeah? So
this is just something that doesn't feel necessary yet. There's already a lot of rumblings that maybe the PlayStation 6 is dropping literally next year, but there was this strange leak last night. Kepler is a leaker that has a 100% track record. He's essentially, it seems like he's probably an employee at one of the...
Could anyone verify that? Does Kepler have a 100% track record? I know Dreamcast guy lies out of his false teeth. Dreamcast guy lies so much that I almost forgot to say Dreamcast guy. Hold on to this.
Oh, good! One and done! He ain't getting up!
Yeah. So could anyone verify that Kepler has a 100% track record?
Tech industries like AMD or NVIDIA or something. He seems to have some sort of insider knowledge that goes beyond just, oh, I heard this at a bar. He seems like he actually knows what's really going on. And he's been talking about manufacturing for the Xbox, the Nintendo Switch, and the PlayStation a lot. And he says that currently the prototype version of the PlayStation 6 is cheaper than the PlayStation 5.
I thought so.
And I want to discuss this because
he is saying, so Kepler is saying that the PlayStation 6 will be cheaper than the PlayStation 5. Charlie Murphy. Yeah, I'm listening, Charlie. He said cheaper. You guys believe that?
Because to be honest, I was offline all day yesterday, just hanging out with friends, touching grass, eating a lot of meat and stuff like that. And while I was out there,
what did he just say? He was touching grass and eating meat? What's wrong? That's a strange comment to make, Dreamcast guy. Jeez.
A lot of people have been saying this, and a lot of people, I think, don't really grasp what Kepler is saying. So I want to break it down and try and explain this because I do think the console could be cheaper, but I'm not sure it's going to be as inexpensive as you may imagine.
What are you talking about, Dreamcast guy?
Break it down. Hi, hope you're having a great day.
There
is an affordability problem inside of gaming right now, which is just in general, it does feel like so many games come out busted, broken, unpatched, unfinished, or crappy live service games at full price.
So the PlayStation 5 digital used to be $500. That raised by $100. The PlayStation 5 disc raised by $100. The PlayStation 5 Pro raised by, is this $150? And the Portal raised by $50.
games in general, it's not just that the price feels so high. It's not just that $70 is a lot of freaking money. It's that a lot of games don't feel like they're $70. And as consoles get close to $1,000, a lot of people are basically saying, okay, can I afford to stay in this space?
No, I'll tell you something. Microsoft has a great opportunity to appeal to gamers this generation. They have a very unique, opportunity with Asha Sharma to really drive the messaging home for gamers, and not only Xbox gamers, but also for PC gamers as well. Let me just share something with you guys here before we continue with Dreamcast guy, and tell me if this guy is making sense. Listen to what he says here, right? Where is it? This is the Black Hokage. Listen to what he said here, right? Listen to what he said here.
If Xbox also promised to be the premier console for console security, like we found a way to block these Zins at a root level, these Chronos.
So hear what this post is saying. It's saying that Jess Gordon's rumor source about the next generation Xbox has been proven increasingly accurate. If things go according to plan, the next gen Xbox Project Helix is likely to become the only console without a paywall for online. So according to Jess Gordon, the Xbox Helix would be the only console without a paywall for online. That would be a big W for Xbox. A big W. Not paying for online? Woo, buddy.
Titans, these Zins, these cheating devices, free online. You would need maybe one more. Maybe one more. Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
The biggest games in the world still are Call of Duty. 2K26 was the best-selling game on console last year. I don't want to hear that console security is not a selling point. It is if it's packaged with something else. It just can't be the only thing. But free online, best console security, banger exclusives. They would need maybe one more thing, I think. One more thing. Because if
I mean, the one more thing is the unique feature of the Xbox Helix. Being able to access Steam games and other storefronts, especially if you had those existing already on one box, I would side with Dolomite and say, yes, it is a game changer. But persons are not understanding how Helix would work. So when Microsoft does reveal the Helix in its full capacity, which I believe, so let me ask the chat something. Do you think Xbox should keep the name Xbox Helix? Or do you think Xbox should change the name to something a little better? What you guys think? Do you think that Xbox or Microsoft should keep the name Xbox Helix? I think so. I think it's unique. I think it separates it from the Xbox Series generation, and it helps persons to see it's a new Xbox. This is the Helix. This is the Xbox Helix. It's a unique name, a fun name. I would vote for Microsoft keeping that name, Xbox Helix. But what is a unique name you think Microsoft should come up with to name their new Xbox? Hey, So Hazard, shout out to you, man. Shout out to So Hazard, man. What is a unique name? Let me know.
If they promise console security, you could turn off crossplay and you would have a great online experience. You're not going to be able to stop cheaters 100%, but if they found a way at the root level to stop it like 95%, I think that would sell shit.
Yeah. So, I mean, Xbox Helix is sounding very, very good. So, although Dreamcast guy and a lot of these other YouTubers, they are afraid because of what could happen in the future with PlayStation 6. Kepler is saying that PlayStation 6 would be cheaper than PlayStation 5. I mean, I would love to see how that happens, but I don't know, man.
somebody needs to make a cheaper alternative. Now, some people are trying to rush out and buy a PlayStation 5 Pro while they can because the price increase technically starts next week. But there has been a lot of discussion about why costs are so high. What is it that makes the systems more expensive now than they were in 2020? Because some people that aren't really like on the back end reading like investor reports and boring nerd crap like that, stuff like that I enjoy a lot, there has been a shortage of AI RAM.
Hey, shout out to Pilum. Shout out to you. It's been a while, Pilum. It's been a while. Shout out to my boy Pilum. He's still growing his YouTube channel. Support this guy. Pilum says to stop the madness. Pilum says to stop the madness. And Pilum said to play his song. Pilum, I have you, man. I got you. Let me just say that right now, Xbox is looking good. Xbox is looking so good that we are feeling nice. Look at this old boy dance here. Look at the team. Come on. Yeah. Let's get it. Yeah. Come on. Jeez. Shout out to P Lump, to you and the family, man. So yeah, a lot of these guys are afraid of what could happen in the near future with the game prices. Yeah.
Chips. Essentially, all the RAM in the world is being taken up by supercomputing companies trying to basically make digital God.
Yeah, but you know what's funny, guys? No one is talking about how Sony said they had enough RAM for 2026. The report from the CFO of Sony CFO said that there's no need to worry about a price increase because they had enough RAM, they have procured enough RAM to last them until holiday 2026. That was their words. So I'm very much surprised, even with the war there in the Hormuz Strait. Yeah, I am surprised that Sony is raising the price of their console.
Now, everybody's been racing to try and make this hyper crazy AI as much as possible. So some companies like OpenAI, like Oracle, Blue Origin, places like Google, they've been buying literally 70% of the global RAM. Literally 70%.
Do you guys think the AI bubble is going to burst and prices are going to dip back to normal for consoles? Do you think the AI bubble is going to burst? I would say that it would burst partially, but AI is here to stay. Persons are using AI right now and they are becoming dependent on it. So I don't think AI is going anywhere anytime soon.
And of the global RAM being produced. They're even buying factories of RAM chips. They're even buying stuff before it's made. There's actually been talks where they will literally approach them and say, oh, you're making 60 million chips next year? Yeah, I want to buy like 40 million of them in cash now. It seems like a lot of those contracts have been voided. Now, we don't know why yet publicly.
Or the Zing said AI is not a bubble.
But there has been discussion that it does seem like these companies maybe don't have as many trillions of dollars as they probably.
That is why I said I believe AI is here to stay.
Expected. So a lot of those orders of, hey, I want to buy 60% of the global RAM chips, those orders are now being voided. So those are being sold to consumers, which means those prices are suddenly taking a very, very steep decline. Now, this is still just rumblings. We don't know specifically why, but we can tell that specifically, suddenly, for seemingly no reason, a bunch of RAM that doesn't exist suddenly exists. And what does this cause? Costs to fall, at least hypothetically, right? I mean, they could keep these costs extremely high, but typically these companies
No, you see, they have to remember too that a lot of these companies are greedy. A lot of these companies, they increase their prices, although to produce the console is cheaper. A lot of these things are driven by greed.
they're selling it in bulk to a company, they mark it up. Whereas to consumers, they're trying to sell it on a bit by bit individual basis. But going into PlayStation 6, a lot of people just don't seem excited about it. It does seem like a lot of people are just basically saying, like, it needs to cook long.
So Sony has a lot of hardware outside here. There's a lot. Persons will start to get, how to say, flooded with all of this hardware. There's the Portal, there's the digital version, there's the regular PlayStation 5, there's the PlayStation 5 VR. I mean, there's so much PlayStation products out there. Persons could start to get fed up.
Right? PlayStation 5 is still so dang good. PlayStation 5 has so much to play. On the third-party side of things, I feel like we are getting a lot of big, crazy, amazing games. You know, even if you don't like something like Crimson Desert, it is interesting that we're getting like 200-hour-long.
Now, they try to hate on Crimson Desert, but Crimson Desert is a very fun game. A lot of persons are liking it. The devs are doing a good job by patching the game. Crimson Desert, for me, is an excellent game. I hope it does well when it comes to, Game of the Year discussions and so forth.
RPGs with all sorts of weird, crazy mechanics like jetpacks and minions and freaking rideable trains in a medieval fantasy. But my point is the fact that a lot of people are saying, okay, what could a PlayStation 6 do that my PlayStation 5 can't? You know, there is still that sort of discussion of like, okay, I'm not sure I care about more graphics. Right now, I just feel like everything looks so good, everything plays so good. Do I really need something more expensive than my essentially $1,000 console, right? So some people have basically, myself included, have been saying that I want the PlayStation 6 to come out as far out as possible, mostly because of the cost factor. I do not want a $1,200 PlayStation. I just simply do.
Listen to me, when that PlayStation price drops, I am telling you, Tim Dog, Crap Gamer, all of these ponies will have to be dancing for money.
Let's go! Clap!
Come on, Crap. Come on, Crap. Show them this move. You need this money. Come on. Ooh, look at this silky move.
I see you, Pat.
I never see a guy dance so much for PlayStation.
We call it hip hop and Pat.
Look at Crap. Come on. These ponies would have to dance for their money to buy this PlayStation 6. They would have to work 2 jobs, dancing on the sidewalk and their 9 to 5, because this PlayStation 6 would make them say just like this guy here.
Thank you.
You're making us pay for water, you son of a... You're making us pay for grapes!
Not only that,
apples! Things that God gave us for free?
Yeah.
You will burn in hell when I'm through with you.
Yeah.
You will not be allowed in my Father's house. At all.
Thank you.
So yes, I mean, this is what would happen. This is what is going to happen. I don't believe Klepler when he says that the PlayStation 6 will be cheaper than the PlayStation 5. That is ludicrous. If it is the PlayStation 6 is more powerful than the PlayStation 5 Pro, then how could you say that's going to be cheaper? I mean, make it make sense.
Do not. I just cannot imagine it. Do you know, I bought the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 day one. I made videos about it 6 years ago when they came out. And it was really interesting there at the launch. You know how much they cost? At the time, it was the most money I'd ever spent on gaming in one period possible. In 1 week, I bought a $500 PlayStation 5, the one with the disc drive, and a $500 Xbox Series X. So I spent $1,000 in 1 week just to get both those.
I wonder who the Dreamcast guy robbed. Because we know last time he robbed his girlfriend blind. He sold his girlfriend an old PlayStation. Was it a PlayStation 5 or old PlayStation 5? Or PlayStation 4? I can't remember what it was. And he got the money from that. Who did you rob to get those 2 console Dreamcast guy?
Consoles. And it's weird to think that with the PlayStation 6, with current prices kind of calculated in, a lot of people are assuming that it's going to cost at least $1,200. And that brings us to the Kepler talk. Now, Kepler L2.
No, I don't believe Kepler. I don't believe the PlayStation 6 is going to be cheaper than the PlayStation 5. That is crazy. That is. It comes like if it is you ask a crackhead for advice on what he thinks gaming is going to be.
Y'all smoking crack. Something is wrong with you people.
Yeah. Kepler have to be smoking that good stuff.
Has a very long track record of talking about what it is that is happening with next gen. He's actually been somebody who leaked a lot of stuff about the PlayStation 5 Pro way before it came out, all sorts of stuff like that, right? Well, he has been saying that next generation is not just going to be a PlayStation 6. It's going to be the PlayStation 6 is. There's actually going to be a tinier version, a portable version that plays basically.
No, but why would PlayStation do that? Wouldn't PlayStation be copying Xbox strategy with the Xbox Series consoles if it is they have to do that? Didn't the ponies say that Xbox did a bad thing to have, a less powerful version? If it is, Sony makes a portable device that these devs have to port their games to. I mean, that would be interesting. It would be basically flipping it on the head. Microsoft would not have any console or any a less powerful Helix. It will just be the Helix. And now Sony is going to have a console that is, less powerful than the PlayStation 6 that these devs have to, develop for.
Basically, PlayStation 6 games on the go. Think of it as a Nintendo Switch that plays a downscaled version of PlayStation 6 games. It'll still play the games, but they have roughly the graphical power of like a PlayStation 5, which I don't know about you, that still sounds pretty dang good. And then there's going to be a higher end, more expensive, crazy console only version that's PlayStation 6. Think of it almost like the PlayStation 5 Pro.
Let me say this, guys. Let me say this. Right now, in gaming, things are looking very spooky. In the sense that the prices for these games are getting ridiculous, right? I know Microsoft is coming out with a premium console that I can't wait to get my hands on. But I hope things don't get worse than this. Now, I would say that these ponies keep basically exposing themselves, because you guys remember when the PlayStation community says that Sony only makes banger after banger after banger? Yeah, that was the narrative. Well, another story that I forgot to mention this week is this, that Metacritic had their best games or best rated games of the generation. And I mean, this is what Sony, where is it here? This is where Sony was. So I believe Nintendo was the 12th. On average, their games get 77%, right? Sony, these ponies said all Sony does is win when it comes to gaming, right? They make the highest quality games. Well, based on what Metacritic is saying, Sony is 21st with an average score of 74. Yeah. So Nintendo is 12th. Sony is 21st when it comes to the type of games that they make. And guess who would have beaten Sony and would have beaten Nintendo? I mean, Microsoft would have beaten Sony more than Nintendo beat Sony in Japan. Stop running! Stop running! Come back here, ponies! Get over there! Stop talking shit for this! Shut up! Come back here! Take it! Yes, according to Metacritic, Microsoft has beaten not only Nintendo, but would have beaten Sony when it comes to having a higher rated games on average. Microsoft games rated is 80% on Metacritic. Would you look at that? I don't know who is what Thunderful. I don't know what company is that. Capcom. I'll give Capcom that. What's that? Gamera Games. I don't know who's that. Square Enix is number 1. So I mean, this week we had a lot, guys. This week we had a lot of news. We have Xbox games beating PlayStation and Nintendo. We had the PlayStation 5 price hike. That went crazy. We had the ponies exposing themselves. They didn't buy Death Stranding 2. The PlayStation community did not buy Death Stranding 2. Death Stranding 2 only sold 2 million copies. But there are 92 million PlayStation 5s out there in the wild. And it even brought us to Marathon. Although Marathon was on every platform under the sun, Marathon only sold 1.2 million. Wrap your minds around that. Wrap your minds around that. Ponies, who really don't buy games? Who doesn't buy games for? We see you. You can't fool us again, ponies, because we are exposing you every time. So guys, let me just say thanks for a wonderful podcast. I will see if I could drop a video maybe tomorrow or Tuesday. So stay tuned for next week. Guys, let me just say thanks to everyone in the chat. Let me just say thanks to B2 Lion, Force Vlogs, Brandon Moores, Professor Strong, MCell, Dolomite, Other Zinc, Grizz. Shout out to you, Grizz. Who again I'm missing, man? Iman Perry, shout out to you, man. P Lump, supporting your boy as usual. Shout out to you, P Lump. So Hazard, shout out to you. Victor, shout out to you, Victor. I mean, Oderizi for the 5 gifted. Guys, on your way out, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, throw something in the chat. Guys, let me just say thanks for everything for tonight. You guys was stellar in the chat as usual. I'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to put God first and mankind after. It's Monday. I know it's tomorrow holiday for you guys. I think tomorrow is a holiday for me. If you guys are going to work, be safe on your way to work. Monday must come to an end, guys. It must come to an end. So don't worry about it. So take it easy. Be safe out there. I'll see you guys in the next one. Shout out and peace. All Dreamcast guy do is lie.
You're lying.
Oh,
Lie.
lie. Boom, lying. What?
That is a lie.
All they do is lie.
Like a lion bites you.
Like a lion bites you. Guys, I'm out of there. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Peace out. Much love.